It was exactly 10 years ago I discovered The Power of Now by Eckhart Tolle. In that book, he talks about how your mind isn't who you are. You are not your blood clot thoughts. And I first heard someone say that, I was like, literally thinking, I'm not my thoughts. What? That sounds complicated. I'm literally having a conversation with myself. And if you're someone who's already familiar with the concept, you're probably laughing at this. And if you're someone who's probably heard this for the first time, understand that this is gonna blow your mind, literally. So, welcome back. My studio setup is a bit different, guys. Before we get into this episode, I just wanted to let you know, trust me, I'm a big fan of having a nice setup, and right now I'm just gonna have to make it work. I didn't want to make no excuses, so I'm doing the best that I can from where I am right now. And inshallah, we're moving soon, so bear with me. I'm gonna have a new setup, and I'm gonna try to make it work. I've been in this circumstances a couple of times where things changed, and it's always like a reset in terms of environment. But however, I'm gonna make it work. We're here, we're gonna deliver, so let's get to it. Now, before we do, I wanna bring something back. Taking a deep breath in and a deep breath out. I think it's important for us to ground ourselves, especially with all the information you're about to consume from me. No matter how you're feeling, no matter what you're going through right now, understand that it's important for you to ground what you're feeling and allow it to be there. Whether it's anxiety, whether it's heaviness, whether it's fear, whatever it may be, just let it be there and allow yourself to come to a state of acceptance instead of fighting what is. So let's take a deep breath in right now. And a deep breath out. When you're in a circumstance where you're struggling, you're feeling anxious, you might be afraid of the future, you want change, understand that the things you were telling yourself, the stories that you keep repeating in your head, become like a self-fulfilling prophecy. It's almost like you're rewriting the book again and again and again, and you're reinforcing who you are and what your struggle is. So essentially, you're going to stay there longer until you reach a point where you realize that that story in your head only makes sense because you keep feeding it through your habits, your thoughts, your actions. But whereas the moment you choose to change your habits, thoughts, and actions, well, thoughts can stay the same. Like your mind can stay in a state of panic, which we're going to get into. But if you can change who you are essentially are and how you behave as if that, you're in a different reality, inshallah, God willing, that you will eventually get there. It's like this, someone who's struggling with fitness. It doesn't matter how you feel about your body. If you show up to the gym 3 times a week for 6 months straight, your body will change. It doesn't matter what story you keep telling yourself about how what weight you're at, what you're not happy with your physique, you're not in the shape that you want to be. If you put in the action, your story will be forced to change. Now, through that journey, most people don't make it. Because the reason most people don't make it through that journey is because through that journey, you will be tested. You will have moments where your own identity, your own thoughts will tell you there's no point. I don't want to do this. This feels too hard. And you end up self-sabotaging. But what's really going on here is your mind is hardwired to keep you exactly where you are. I've said this before and I'll say it again. Your mind is hardwired to keep you exactly where you are. So this concept of you are not your thoughts essentially means your mind isn't who you are. Your mind is like a hard drive. It's like a computer that repeats things that have served you, repeats stories and thought patterns that have served you. As a Muslim, we also believe that the devil whispers into your ear. So essentially, your thoughts might not be yours. They might be external influences like the devil himself or from your past, what you've seen growing up, the struggles that you've seen growing up. Most likely, if you were raised in a family of where there's constant struggle and suffering, you will also repeat those struggles and suffering in your own head. And unconsciously, you will recreate that suffering because that's all you know. And the moment you choose to act outside of that, to choose a different story, your own mind will fight you. It's like there's an internal war that takes place where it feels extremely hard. Where you start, like you're going to be someone who always wanted to be in shape. And the moment you start going to the gym, you're going to be like, I don't even care anymore. You will literally find a spiritual story to convince yourself that I must I cannot body shame myself anymore. I should just love myself as I am. And in some ways, yes, it's true. I get it. It's very true. That's the hard part. That's the crazy part where the story you tell yourself is true. Like you should love yourself as you are, but you should also work to change yourself. But you would completely quit that. And then you'll be like, yeah, this is me. Like, I need, and you start watching content, you start watching information, you start finding external things that will validate this story that you're telling yourself. And then before you know it, you're back to square one. You're looking in the mirror and like, but I'm not happy with my body. And it's crazy because you can do this in every area of your life. Like, for example, you can start a business because you want financial freedom. And then you convince yourself that you don't even care about money like that. You care about happiness and peace. You care about living and appreciating this job that you have. You will literally convince yourself of the very thing that you don't even want it anymore. That's what your mind will do. And then once you go back to square one again, you get comfortable and then you're thinking, wait, what happened? I've always wanted changes, but I never managed to get there. Every time I try, I fail. It's like I just end up back to square one again and again. And you don't realize this because you believe you are your mind. You believe you are the person in your head. And that's the problem. It's like your mind is hardwired to keep you safe. Therefore, anytime you want changes in your life, it will feel unsafe. So the moment your mind sees something as unsafe, it will do everything it can to take you back. So your own thoughts will be, this ain't it. I don't even care about this anymore. I don't even want to do this. You know what? Look at these people in the gym. They're all, self-absorbed, being narcissists who need to get therapy. You will tell yourself, you're like, I don't want to be like them. You know what? Bond the gym. I'm going to accept myself as I am. That's true confidence. And that is true. That's true. So then you go back home. You don't do nothing. And then a month goes by. And you're like, I swear I said I wanted to go gym. I'm telling you. This is why the power of now, essentially, what Eckhart Tolle teaches us, right? If we take a little bit of wisdom from there, you are not your thoughts, meaning the voice in your head isn't you. The voice in your head is there. It's like having Siri. Hey Siri, you blood clot Siri. Look, he's already turning himself on. He's constantly on, and he's constantly narrating what's going on in your life. Now, Siri only knows you in one perspective or in one way. Siri's job is to keep you the same. He's keep you safe, keep you secure. Because if you now say, no, I am no longer this individual, now Siri needs to learn a whole new pattern. And that's a lot of work for him. So he'd rather keep you exactly how you are. He'll tell you how to navigate and stay in this loop. And then you might think he's helping you make progress, but what you're really doing is going in circles because that's all he knows. The moment you choose to step out of what he knows about you, he will dysfunction and he's going to start shaking and anxiety will come up. Overthinking will come up. You're going to start doubting yourself. This is what it looks like in your body. And what will feel easier is giving up and quitting and going back. And I say this because I've done it so many times in so many different areas. And if you're someone that struggles with anxiety a lot, you're going to struggle hard with this because your body will push you to the extremes to create some heavy anxiety, like a grey cloud of fear over you. The moment you choose to step out of what you are used to, the moment you choose to change your story, that cloud will come and it will rain and storm on you. And you will want to just run back. There's a saying though, people make changes when the pain of staying where they are becomes greater than the pain of going after what they want. That means you either wait for life to come and force that cloud onto you because now it's like, you've gained so much weight. You hate looking at yourself in the mirror. You haven't gone on any, you're not meeting any potential partners for yourself. You're feeling so lonely and all your friends are getting married and now you cannot stay the same. Staying the same is so painful for you now. You're like, you know what? I have to go to the gym because this position, my present reality is so painful. I don't want to be here and I hate it. So the discomfort of where I am is greater than the discomfort of going after what you want. And most people wait for life to keep coming onto them like this, slapping them in the face and saying, move, keep moving. But if you keep working like this, how many years will it take for you to create small changes in your life? How many years will it take for you to achieve one goal at a time? Because You take one step, you get comfortable. It's like that individual, okay, he went to the gym once. Okay, cool. Now he can go back and wait again. Versus him becoming that consistent person who visits the gym 3-4 times a week. It's going to require a lot of hard work. And then now he's in a position where he's forced to move. So he moves and then he gets there and then he's like, okay, this is hard, but that's harder. So I'm going to keep coming back. And then eventually gets there. He changes his body and then he relaxes again because he's achieved one goal. He relaxes again. He might be like, okay, if I want to get a partner, I need to be more financially stable in myself. I need to be more financially secure. I need to be able to pay for, taking them out and stuff. And, that whole process of meeting someone. Then now he needs to make some money. Then he's like, okay, I need to get a job. Or if he's already got a job, okay, I need to get a better job. Or I need to find a different way to make more money because weddings are not cheap. So they can be though. They can be. So now he's got to push himself again. Now he can go through that whole process that he's went through with his weight. Or hear me out. You can learn to become someone who pushes themselves into discomfort intentionally. This is the difference between success, someone who's successful in whatever they go after, inshallah, God willing, and someone who waits for life to come and collapse on top of them. And I guarantee it, every single one of you, life has collapsed on top of you. And me, myself included, many times I've had to force myself to make changes. And sometimes you put yourself in positions where life collapses on top of you, where you're forced to make changes. Otherwise, you will suffer. So there's a strategy here. But the main core thing for you to take away from this video is to train yourself to step into discomfort. Now, your biggest dreams and goals might be something that's very far-fetched. The most important thing we can focus on right now is for you to become an individual that has trained themselves to lean into discomfort. It doesn't have to be your big goals. It doesn't have to be the gym. The gym might be way too scary right now. It might be one small thing right now. What's one small thing you can do right now that scares you a little bit, but will help you get one step closer into learning how to handle discomfort? Sounds a bit weird, a bit crazy. It's like training your body. It's like you want to, go to, I don't know, jump in the ocean, right? And it's freezing temperatures. So what do? You train yourself with the shower. You turn it to the cold temperature and you allow your body to feel the cold water and you regulate your nervous system. This is how you train yourself to essentially be able to do that. You'll almost understand what that feels like one day. The intensity might be 10 times worse or 10 times harder. However, you're getting yourself mentally ready to do it. It's like lifting a bar with a lot of weight on it. You're slowly getting yourself used to being able to lift that bar. Instead of just going and trying to lift it in one go. You might make it, you might not. I've done that where I've jumped into the deep end. I went straight to the ocean. And I'll be honest with you, I don't think the change that takes place is amazing. If you can record it on a video, you feel very amazing. But your core foundation is someone that doesn't take as much action. So even if you manage to, push yourself and just go and do the hardest thing, you snap right back to reality. Because your core is, I'm not someone who does that. I'm not someone who steps out of my comfort zone. So you need to, smaller steps are better than bigger ones, basically. That's what I've learned. It's like going to the gym and going all out once a week versus going small amounts 3-4 times a week. There's a bigger compound effect. The small steps will add up more. It's like the hare and the tortoise story. It adds up more at the end of the 30-day period, the 1 year period, or your whole life. The smaller steps will add up to more, basically. This took me a lot of time to learn. And one of the greatest things that you can take from this video is to understand that you are not your thoughts. Your mind is hardwired to keep you exactly where you are. So the more you observe your thoughts, this takes practice, especially if you're someone who constantly listens to your own thoughts and you say, I, in your own head. One thing I've learned from the power of now is that your greatest limitation is in here, your thoughts. Because you don't need to believe in what you can achieve, but yet you can achieve it. And you achieve it because you simply go after it, even though you doubted it the whole process. And I've done that many times and I'm going to do it again and again and again. Inshallah, God willing. And you can do the same. There was many times where I doubted myself fully, but I still took the steps like I was going to achieve it. And I did. Alhamdulillah. Same thing with this. I've literally achieved it before in terms of my coaching business, in terms of the progress I made before, the progression. the progression that I've made before, I've literally done it and I'm doing it again. But I'm still, there's a doubt there, there's fear there, because what if it doesn't work? But the truth is, I had 100% more doubt back then, and it worked. Every part of it worked. And I had no clue what I was doing back then. I was just winging it. I was just literally I asked myself the question, who would I be if I was doing this as a full-time job? And I just took action like that. And alhamdulillah, Rabbil Alameen, I literally did that. We're going to do it again. And you can do the same. Doesn't matter what field, you can do the same. And now we've been blessed by all the knowledge online, like these videos. And you literally can do the same. So if you're someone who's watching this and you are doubting yourself, you are afraid of taking action, I'm here to tell you it doesn't matter. Get used to leaning into discomfort. Stop trying to convince your brain about, I can do this. I just have to believe in myself. I just have to feel confident. Forget that. Let the storm come and get good with the storm. Because the better you can get with the storm, the more you can achieve in this life, inshallah. The better you can get at dancing in the rain, the storm, the more you'll be able to achieve. This is a skill. Develop that skill and don't stop developing it. Small steps compound over time. Forget the big ones. I'll see you guys in the next video, man. Make sure you drop a comment if you've been listening. And guys, I'm so excited. There's a lot of change coming my way, and I'm telling you, like, I'm excited to share it with you, but I've got to let it marinate. Do you know what I mean? I've got to let it marinate, inshallah. But yeah, I'll see you guys in the next episode. Peace and love, and salaam alaikum.